Hey everyone, this is Keith King with Wide Open Solutions. We're headed down to Model, Georgia to help a friend out. He's pastoring there now. I helped him at his last church in Calhoun, and now he's pastoring down in Model. And they have an old Personas digital board, barely digital, and we're upgrading him to a Behringer X32 system. With the recent price drop on the Behringer X32 systems, it's a good time for churches to do an upgrade. So we're going down and we're going to see what we can do to help him out. So this is their current setup. I just laid this up here this morning because their current CD player is having major issues. They're running a PreSonus Studio Live 24.4.2. I am not a fan of this board. We're going to replace it with an X32. That was kind of on their budget. This is their this is their live stream computer or media computer. That's their media computer, and this is their live stream computer. We're going to tackle this in a different session, but right now we're going to replace this, clean this up, and then later we're going to completely redo all of this. This is just a mess. We are talking about taking this wall out and taking this whole soundboard back to give it some more room. And then up front, it's a pretty church, real pretty church. Not gonna mess with the TVs. I'm not a fan of the center cluster speaker, but we're gonna leave it. It's got some sides and a center. We're gonna leave that for now. That may be later down the road. But we're gonna clean up all this mess. We're going to replace or reposition all of the wirelesses back to the sound booth and clean up all their wiring. We're going to replace the choir mics. Again, we got just tons of wiring here. All that's going to go away. All these cable tracks, we're going to get rid of that. And then later, we're going to actually put some recessed floor boxes in this and get some, what wire does have to stay on the stage will be recessed and go back to the back. Their speakers are some JBLs. They don't sound too bad. Again, I'm not a fan of that center cluster. It's not a JBL, whatever that is. And then they've got these little small, not sure what that is, choir monitor. Again, we're going to keep those for now, but we're going to look at replacing those in the future. And, maybe go with something, probably an EV ELX. But we'll see when we get there. Again, I don't know what this thing is in the center. It kind of looks homemade. And it's got a lot of noise on it. Not sure what that is. So we're going to be replacing those in the future. They've got a small equipment rack in a room right behind here. That will get replaced and repositioned to the room that they're going to put in here where we'll have everything together. And then I'll run all the wiring overhead or underneath. Yeah, that's the system that we're looking at here for Friendship Baptist. This is a pastor that's I've done another church for when he was at a different church, and now he's called me up for this church. So that's repeat business. Always treat people right, do a great job, and they'll call you back. Y'all take care. So I just found this on stage. They have a little 4-channel, maybe 5-channel, 4-channel, yeah, combiner. They've got the organ and what appears to be 2 guitar lines connected into that, submixed, going into a direct box. So we definitely have to get that replaced and get more channels up here for these guys. And then I don't know where all that goes. It's just a mess. But they'll have plenty of channels once we get these other XLRs out of the way and get those wirelesses back there and get these guitars on their own channels. And the electric drums are running all the way over and into that little combiner we just saw. And listen to this. If I grab this cable, so we're going to be replacing that too, probably in this first session. Again, they've got XLRs right here. We're going to reroute everything right here and make it work. So I got to have a little talk with the pastor today. Guys, I'm at a loss for words here. Guys, I'm at a loss for words here. This is the first time I've seen a sound system access panel, and they've got all the mics terminated on terminal blocks. I believe this little PA head is what's powering the choir monitors. And they've got a PV amp here and a PV amp on our sound booth and EQ, and then whatever that is. So we'll be studying that a little bit more. Hey everyone, I'm back here at a friend's church in Model, Georgia. And last time I was here, we talked about that we were going to put a new sound system in. We're going to reuse this desk, and later they were going to build a sound booth, but guess what? They have built the sound booth. So now we're going to get all the gear installed. I'm gonna flip the camera around, show you some stuff, and then we'll get to work. We've got the X32 here. I've got a Ethercon with Cat 6 to XLR converters for choir mics. Got 2 choir mics there. I've got some racks I've got to put together. I've got new cables and DIs for the band, some new cables and for wireless mics. Going to reuse the existing wireless mics and some other different connections. Got power sequencer and power conditioners. And we are going to get all this put together in their new sound booth that they built just off the foyer. I believe later they're going to add a wall right here to separate the foyer. But this is their new sound booth, and I'll have one rack under here and then a rack on top, and we'll have to get my drill out, drill some grommet holes across the top, and then we'll go from there. Well, we have ran into a problem here. If you'll notice, the outside wall is just maybe 6 inches past this frame right here, maybe 6 inches. But their old wiring is about 12 inches past the frame. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get their cabling from the outside of that wall over here into here. What I think I'm gonna have to do is basically kind of loop it and just kind of cover it up with a service box, or cut that hole out and put a service panel in. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So this is where I bring in my dad, who does construction, and he can help me figure all this out. All right, so I've been at this for a little over an hour now. I got the old console off this desk, got the snake pulled out down to here. I have no idea what that little PAL audio box goes to. And I am trying to chase cables so I can feed it under this platform, through this wall, and into this sound room right there. So it's gonna be a long night. I'm labeling as I go. I'm trying to not disrupt their video system that they've got, which is a little MacBook right here going into a video splitter, going down to some SDI converters, it looks like. So yeah, so this is a mess. And you can see the snake here, so I gotta get that snake untangled and pulled back through. So wish me luck. All right, well, I'm about 3 hours in and not a lot of headway. I do have the booth kind of dismantled, and I wanted to be able to pull all the cable out of the booth and have it ready to go through the wall for tomorrow, but I ran into a snag under the booth, and I'm gonna have to cut the booth tomorrow to get all the cable out. And I'll turn the camera around in a minute and show you that. Some other items, I've got to pick up some rack screws, and I got to pick up some access panels to go through that wall. But all in all, it's turning out okay. I'll turn the camera around and show you kind of what I got so far. The bad thing is I got a snowstorm coming in Friday, and I was planning on doing this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for training, and then Sunday show. But now I'm trying to get this done tonight and tomorrow night, but tonight I've kind of hit literally a brick wall. So Tomorrow night may be it. And I did talk to the pastor, and worst case scenario, we'll have the piano and some vocal mics going, and we may just do that for Sunday. All right, let me turn the camera around and show you kind of what's. So I got this rack together, and this is a little overkill for now, but in the future, we're going to build this out a little bit more. And then I've got another rack sitting right there that will go on top of the booth. That's the old Presonus Studio Live board that I pulled out. And I'll come back and talk about this in a second. So first of all, crazy amount of dimmer switches, which I think is part of this. But I do have this pretty much cleaned out. I know what my cables are now. I've been able to label everything and figure out what it is. I do have a HDMI to a Cat 6 extension that I don't know where that goes, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Still don't know where what that PAL audio driver was driving, but it was this speaker cable. So tomorrow I'm gonna hook up a toner to this speaker cable and see where that goes. I got this pretty much dismantled here. So yeah, I'm not sure what they were using this for. They had an audio feed coming out of their soundboard on an aux feed into this. I think that, and this is feeding their live stream computer. So I think that was how they were getting their live stream. Don't need that with this new setup. The X32 can do a USB straight over to the Mac or the Dell, whatever they're using. So that should be fine. So yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and hit this again. Tomorrow the goal is to get these cables through this wall into this room. That's the #1 goal. We'll put some grommets in this countertop and get everything buttoned up. We're not getting rid of this tomorrow. It'll stay there, but we're getting back to this electrical box. So basically there's a ton of Romex going into this thing. So, and the goal here for the church is to get rid of this because there's no walk space for the congregation to come around the back here to get to the door over there that goes to the restrooms. So they're wanting to get rid of all this. So the electricians are going to have to come in and figure out what they're going to do about that box. They may basically build a little offset right here and have everything in there and put a chair beside it or something. But also the issue is there are power switches right there, and that switches on amps in the back. So we're going to have to figure out what to do there. My suggestion is going to be, I've got a power sequencer in the new rack. Let's run a Cat 6 relay and put another power sequencer in there and get rid of that Romex. So yeah, we're going to be down here off and on for a few months. So, all right. So that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Well, before I left tonight, I was just trying to think what else could I do tonight since I can't finish the booth. So I started replacing all the instrument connections. To go 5 feet, they were using 20-foot cords, you know. And they had 3 different instruments tied into this little video or this little audio mixer and sending one output to a DI. And yeah, those are the wireless units. We're going to reuse those, just move them to the front of house station right there. We're not talking 50 feet, so it's going to be fine. But I was able to get every instrument on its own DI. So I've got a bass and a guitar, organ DI. Piano has a pickup or a microphone in it, so that's good. And I got their electric drums on a DI. All right, so that's probably it for tonight. I did notice that they've got a speaker cable running from this monitor all the way around to there. And there is no floor jack over here for one. And those speakers are old. I've got a quote to replace those monitors. So what I may do is crawl under, take this cable down under and just
I've already opened that jack up and basically just daisy chain. They're the same mix, so I'll probably just come off of that line and tie it in over there and put a jack. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna cut out. Appreciate you guys watching. Well, that's it for tonight. Appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm trying to make more content, so if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe. I don't know really what I'm doing, creating a YouTube channel or making videos. I'm just trying as I do these jobs because I learn by watching YouTube, so maybe somebody can learn by watching me. I doubt it, but we'll see. But I am always willing to help anybody any church in our area, or if you're not in our area, you can call me. I had someone reach out to me on Facebook and needed some help, and I was able to walk them through on the phone. So feel free to give me a call, hit me up, DM, whatever you want to do. KD King 1976, Facebook and Gmail, and so just look me up. Y'all take care.